Hello students, welcome back to the another video lecture of ADA. In previous lecture, we have studied about definition of algorithm. What is algorithm? Is simple designing of algorithm, properties of algorithm, some mathematics regarding the algorithm, for example set and its methods. We have also studied proportional calculations, also studied integer, reals and intervals. And now we are going to learn about vectors and matrices. So what is vector? So a vector U means a list of numbers. U is equal to U1, U2 up to Un, where Ui are called the components of U. We can say U1, U2 up to Un are the components of U vector. In it, zero vector. If all the Ui means all the members of zero, all the members of our vector is zero, then it will be known as a zero vector. Second one is equal vector. Given vectors u and v are equal, means if all the members of u and all the members of v are equal, then we can say they both are equal vectors. We can denote it by u is equal to v. Next one is column vector. A column vector or column matrix is a m into 1 matrix. That is a matrix consider of a single column of m elements. Here we have example of x vector, which is a column vector. In it there will be only one column. Same as row column vector, we have row vectors. In it, instead of column, we will have only one row in our matrix, so it will be known as a row vector. Second thing is addition of two vectors. For adding two vectors, if we have two vectors v and u, so we will have different values regarding to our vectors. Means if you have a values 1 2 3 and we have values 4 5 and 6, so in addition of v plus u, we will add 1 and 4, 2 and 5, 3 and 6. Means first element of u vector plus first element of v vector. For second element of u vector and second element of v vector, that will be our addition of two vectors. But keep it mind, for addition there will be equal number of members in both vectors. Second thing is multiplication of a vector by scalar. The product of the scalar k and a vector u is k dot u. Simply our scalar k will be multiplied with every elements of our vector member. So here ku is equal to k into u1, k into u2, k into u3 up to k into un. So here keep it mind that scalar is nothing but any real number. We can say any constant or any real number, it is known as a scalar. So multiplication with vector, we can multiply our scalar with each and every member of our vector. Next is dot product and norm. So for the dot product between two vectors, if we have vector u, members of u is u1 u2 up to un, and if we have another vector v is, and its elements are v1 v2 up to vn, so our dot product means v and u dot v will be u1 v1 plus u2 v2 plus u3 v3 up to un plus vn. So that will be our dot product of two different vectors. Next thing is norm of a vector. So for norm of a vector, we have an example. In that example, our vector is u and its member are 2, -2, 3 and -4. So for calculation of a norm, we have to calculate it as example given here. Under root u1 square means 2 square plus u2 square plus u3 square plus u4 square. So our values are 2, -2, 3 and -4. So under root 4 plus 4 plus 9 plus 16 is equal to under root 33. So this is the example for calculating norm of our vector. Next and most important thing is matrices. So simply, what is a matrix? A matrix is a rectangular array of numbers. For example, we have a matrix A. In it, we have different arrays, and that arrays are formed into a rectangular form. In that, we have values A11, A12 up to A1n. Same A21, A22 up to A2n, and AM1, AM2 up to AMN. So the M horizontal n tuples are called the row of A, means A11, A12 up to AN, one row, A21, A22, A2N, means this is the row of our matrix, and this thing is a column of our matrix. Note that the element Aij, called the Ij entry, appear in the ith row and the jth column. Ij means ith row and jth column if we have value 2, 3. So it will denote that second row and third column. So it will be Ij means 2, 3 means our second row and third column. So this element. In algorithmic, we like to write a matrix A is A of Aij. Next is zero matrix. A matrix whose entire are 0 means all entries of matrix are 0, then it will be known as a zero matrix. Next is matrix addition. So as per the vector addition, we can calculate our matrix addition. If we have two matrix A and B, A have some rows and columns as per shown in the figure, and also B have some rows and columns as per shown in the figure. So addition of that two matrix will be A11 plus B11, means first element, first row, first column element of our first matrix and first row, first column element our second matrix will be added, and it will make our addition matrix first element. Same like our first row second column element plus our second matrix first row second column element will be added, and it will make our second element of our addition matrix. So as like same, we can calculate and make our addition matrix. Next is the scalar multiplication. So as like the vector multiplication, in scalar multiplication, our scalar means our real number will be multiplied with the each member of the our matrix. If we have k is equal to 3 here our k means scalar is equal to 3 here, so this 3 will be multiplied with all this number, and our scalar multiplied matrix will be like this. 3 will be multiplied by 5, so it will be become 15. 3 will be multiplied by 2, so it will be become 6. 3 will be multiplied by 9, so it will become 27. So it is our multiplication scalar multiplication matrix. Now, properties of matrix under addition and multiplication. So let's take A, B and C matrices of same size, means same column and same row of this all three matrix, and K and L be scalars, means some real numbers or constants. Then it will generate following properties. A plus B is equal to B plus A, means uh, answer of A plus B, matrices A plus B, will be equal of addition of matrices B and A. Second thing, A plus 0 is equal to 0 plus A. If we add 0 into the matrix A, then our resultant matrix will be A. Same like it, if we add matrix into 0, then also it generates the A. A plus is equal to, here note that A plus minus A means addition of positive and negative matrix, and here in second step we have taken an addition of negative and positive matrix, so these both will generate answer 0. Third, scalar multiplication with both matrix addition. If we multiply scalar with the addition of two matrix A and B, so it will be equal to simple calculation of scalar with multiplication A and scalar multiplication of B, so that both will be equal. Fifth thing, K plus L, two scalars addition, and it is multiplied with our matrix, so that will be equal to the our first scalar multiplication with the matrix plus our second scalar's multiplication with the matrix. Next thing is two scalars multiplication, and it is multiplied with our matrix, so it will be equal to first scalars multiplication with our matrix, and that result will be multiplied with the second scalar. So all these are the properties of our addition and multiplication with our matrix. Next thing is matrix multiplication. So matrix multiplication is a very simple thing, but in it we have to consider some things that we will know. Suppose A and B are two matrices such that the number of columns of A is equal to number of row of B. This is the essential condition for the multiplication of two number. Note students, this is the essential condition. The number of column of A is equal to the number of row of B. These things is a must for us. Number of column of A is equal to the number of column row of B. Okay. So in that, matrix A is an M cross P matrix and matrix B is P cross N matrix. So we can see here again, we have M cross M means M row, and here we can see P cross N, M row P column, P row N column. So our first matrix A's column is equal to the second matrix B's row. This is the essential thing. Then the product of A and B is M cross N, whose ij entry is obtained by multiplying the elements of the ith row of A by the corresponding element of the jth column of B and then adding them. So it is like this. Here, if we want to multiply two matrices and we have to find the exact multiplication at the point C12. So for C12, we have to take our first element of our row, which is C12, means our first row and second column. So this thing here, this row, here this column. So our A11 first element will be multiplied with this first element A11 into B12 plus our second element, which is A12, will be multiplied with our column second element, which is B22. Okay, so this thing will be our C12 positions answer. Okay, as like same, if we want to consider C33, means this point, so our third row and third column, third row's first element is A31 will be multiplied with the B13, A31 B13 plus our second elements of this third row will be multiplied with this second element with third column. So it will be A32 B23. So as like same, we can calculate all these numbers and we will get our final calculation of our matrix. Next thing is transpose of matrix. The transpose of matrix A is obtained by writing the row of A in order as column and denote by AT. It is not hard to see that if A is M cross N matrix, then transpose of A will be N cross M matrix. Nothing here major thing, only simple thing. This row will become this column, this row will become this column. Okay, so this is a transpose of matrix. Next is square matrix. If the number of row and the number of column of any matrix are the same, we say matrix is a square matrix. A square matrix has same number of row and same number of column. Very simple thing. A square matrix with n row and n column is said to order n and is called an n square matrix. If 4 number and 4 row, then it 4 square matrix. If 3 number row and 3 number column, then it will be known as 3 square matrix. Next thing is unique matrix. In the unit matrix, n square matrix with ones along the main diagonal and zeros elsewhere is called the unit matrix. This is the diagonal. This thing will be known as the diagonal. So our main diagonal's value will be 1 and other values will be 0. So this type of matrix will be known as our unit matrix. Now next thing is determinants. To each n square matrix, not that students, we are calculating it for only n square matrix. Aij, we assign a specific number called the determinants of A and denote as A del A. Our square matrix is shown in figure. This is our figure. If we want to find our determinant in order to 1, then it will be known as A11 because only a single value there is, then it will be our determinant only. If we have order 2, means if we have 2 row and 2 column, then our determinant will be multiplication of main diagonal minus multiplication of another diagonal, means A11 A22 means this thing, multiplication of these two minus multiplication of these two will be known as our determinant of order 2. Next is determinant of order 3. This is very crucial. Determinant of order 3 will be calculated as if we want to find determinant of order 3, then A11 means A11, A12, A13, A21, A22, A323 and A31, A32, A33. So take A11 and multiply your this thing, means this diagonal minus this diagonal. Again take a minus sign, take A12. Again for it this diagonal A21 into A33 minus A31 into A23. Again plus sign. For A13 means for A13 we will calculate A21 into A32 minus A22 into A31 means these things. So it will generate our determinant for the order 3. Next thing is linear inequality. So in mathematics, linear inequalities is a statement which contains these signs less than, greater than, less than or equal to, and greater than equal to. For example, x plus y is greater than 14. So here our greater than sign is denote the linear inequalities. Solution to linear inequalities. The solution of linear inequality is based on a number of variables. The solution to the variable equation 3x plus 7 less than or equal to 10 means in this equation 3x plus 7 is less than or equal to 10. Here 3, 7 and 10 are the constants. Only one thing is variable, which is x. So x value will decide the inequality of our equation. So if we put x is equal to 1, so it will be 3x means 3 plus 7 is equal to 10. 10 less than or equal to 10. 10 less than or equal to 10. So 10 is not less than 10, but 10 is equal to 10 means it is true. So for solving this inequality, we have to consider numbers which makes our equation true. Okay, so for solution of two variable inequality, here we have example 3x plus 7y minus 5 less than or equal to 70. For making this statement correct, we have to take values of x and y as like this statement or this calculation must be true. So here example we have taken x and y's value 2 2. So 3 into 2 plus 7 into 2 minus 5 less than equal to 17 is equal to 6 plus 14 minus 5 means 6 plus 14 is equal to 20 minus 5, 15 less than or equal to 17, which is true. So this is a solution of linear inequalities. Okay, our third example is for three variable inequality. 3x plus 2y minus 7z less than or equal to 5. So in this thing x, y and z three variable things are there. So we have to calculate with the values which can be the exact solution which is less than or equal to the 5. Next thing is properties of inequalities. If x less than or equal to y less than or equal to z means x is less than or equal to y is less than or equal to z. So we can directly say that x is less than or equal to z, which is our property. Second thing, x is less than or equal to y, c is some positive number, then we can add x plus c and y plus c. So our entire result, which was x less than or equal to y, will be same for this equation. If x is less than or equal to y and c is negative, then it will be xc greater than or equal to yc. For example, 3 less than or equal to 5. Okay, so if we multiply our c with x, which is negative, so here take 3 minus 2 less than or equal to 5 minus 2. So here this will become minus 6 and this will become minus 10. So minus 6 less than or equal to minus 10, this will be wrong. So we have to change our sign. Means if we multiply any negative number, then we have to change our sign. Next thing is linear equation. So we will have different linear equations. The linear equation is an equation containing n unknowns. Unknowns means variables, which is not known to us. A linear with one unknown can be given in a standard form like this: ax is equal to b. So here x is our unknown. So x is unknown, we have to find x. So for finding x, we have to calculate it like x is equal to b divided by a. Second thing is a linear equation with two unknowns. For example, we have a statement, or we can say a equation: ax plus by is equal to c. So this is example of equation with two unknowns. Here two linear equation with two unknowns. So this is example of two linear equation with two unknowns. Okay, so for linear equations, the best example is Gauss elimination method. So Gauss elimination method will consider these linear equations. Okay, so this is it, student, for our first chapter. In the next chapter we will study about the analysis of algorithm. So here we have concluded our basic of algorithm and mathematics chapter. See you, students.